What's up, everybody? You're tuned into LandoRadio. Today we got the privilege of hanging with Dallas's own Jake Quillin here in Opening Bell Coffee. One of the most known spots for artists around town trying to make their mark. This was even a spot that you started out, right?
Yeah. One of the first spots I did open mic, for sure.
Man, yeah, it's a special spot. So mad respect and thanks to Opening Bell Coffee. Jake, it's a privilege to hang with you this morning, man.
Appreciate y'all having me, bro.
Of course. I reached out, I feel like I reached out maybe a year ago to you.
Yeah.
I've been watching your trajectory, your grind, probably since I moved to Dallas. You were probably one of the first people I heard about.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, man. Just the local scene, people were like, you gotta check out Jake Quillin.
That's dope.
And it's what's so sick about it is, like, I listened to it, like some of your music right off the bat, and I think it was the East Dallas Diaries. It was that EP.
Yeah.
I listened through that album, and I think what really got me was Time Ain't Long.
Hell yeah.
That song, man, if you haven't listened to it out there, you gotta give it a listen. It got me hyped up. It's just like, man, I think when I ran into you at Revelers Hall like a year ago when you were performing, you said there was some serious story behind that song.
Man, do you remember what month that show was? It had to be one of the last shows, because I went back to Tennessee for like, a few months at the end of 2003.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, I got Time Ain't Long tatted on my back. Like, I don't know, it's kind of like my version of, like, I don't want to say a tribute to Jimi Hendrix, but like, that's my favorite guitar player forever. So, I'm always trying to do something like him in some way, kind of. But yeah, no, I'm trying to think about when I wrote that song, like, and it's weird because at the time I was back in Tennessee before I moved here, and like, it was like a hard time in my life back then, and like trying to think back on it now, it's like really wasn't that difficult over time, but it's like, I don't know, it's just been a long journey. So
Isn't that seems like the beauty of art, though? Like, writing a song, even journaling your day-to-day, sometimes it feels like you're in the shittiest, like, the grind of it all.
Yeah.
But when you look back, maybe it doesn't feel as significant, but it clearly meant a lot to you at the time.
Yeah, no, and it still does, for sure. Like, that was the only song on that record where we recorded it live, and we took 3 takes, and the first one was like 15 minutes, and I was like, yes, and they're like, cut it down. It's like, all right, fair.
Yeah.
But, it's, I don't know, a lot of the songs on that record too, like I wrote them, I say before I had any business writing them, because like a lot of them seem to be like very prophetic, like the voicemail track on East Dallas Diaries, like, yeah, that one was crazy. Did I tell you about that?
I don't think so. That's your boy calling you up and just telling you he loves you.
Yeah, so like, shout out to Nigel, bro. He was playing one night at Freeman before us, and like, that's how we met, and he was just a fire singer, so we linked, and I think I had known him for like about a year or something like that at the time, and like, we was tight, and like, I wasn't really talking about everything I was going through to even my homies I saw every day, so like, when he called me and said all that, it was crazy, because that night I saw him for like 30 seconds, like, we was just passing each other in Deep Ellum. So we said, what's up? And like, we dipped. And then he called me that night, and like, I was going through shit that night, and like, I checked my message the next morning, and I was like, oh, what? Like, it had me shook. I was like, it's like, does he know something I don't know? Like, what's going on? And like, I kept listening to that voicemail like over and over and over. And then finally I called my boy. I was like, yo, we gotta make a song out of this voicemail. And he was like, pull up. So we did. And like, that's how it went. And, I look back on it now, and like, it's a blessing for sure.
No doubt, man. And just talking about your music, and you mentioned Jimi Hendrix being one of your influences. I think that's so obvious, man. When you listen to your music, there's one thing about this music is, well, a couple things about your music, but your voice and the way you play that guitar, it almost seems spiritual.
Yeah, of course it is. It has to be, bro. like, or else it doesn't come across, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's why people who don't necessarily like, you know, get down with my type of music, or, you know, maybe some of it they do or whatever, but like, it's authentic, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I mean, it's, you know, I put my whole life in this, and like Jimmy said, it's my religion, you know what I mean? So it's the same for me.
Yeah, it's raw.
Yeah.
And when I caught you at Revelers that one night, and I think any concert video that you've done, it just seems like you're speaking through the guitar.
Yeah. I appreciate you saying that too. That's, you know, because that's how BB played too, you know what I mean? And like, he said, there's this great video he has on phrasing where he's talking about like, you know, you got to be able to like play like how you would say a sentence. Like you wouldn't just shout at someone. You know, there's got to be like punctuation, and like maybe there's a question mark at the end of a lick or something, like, you know. And there's so many things that can be done. It's like there's 12 notes in the scale. There's not any more notes, you know what I'm saying? So it's like it's what you do with those that really sets you apart, I think.
Yeah, man, no doubt. And that's definitely one of the things that caught my attention about you.
Yeah.
And on top of just your voice, it's got that, blanking on the guy who sings the song Tennessee Whiskey.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
It's like that twang, that like real rawness in there.
Yeah.
So like when I hear your songs, like for instance, we're hanging on the South Side right now, your song South Side, you know, just the way you carry your voice is badass, man.
Thank you, man. Yeah, no, I learned a lot from, I mean, I used to sing a lot of Bob Dylan and like Lead Belly, like when I first started like singing the blues, but like also I've been listening to like Anthony Hamilton since I grew up. Like my mom was playing that on the radio. So like that type of like that Carolina soul, like just that like R&B, like kind of adjacent blues neighborhood, like I always loved that. And like, you know, I tried to emulate a lot of people for a long time, and like, you know, I feel like you got to do that to find your own voice, and eventually you go your own way. You know what I'm saying? You start sounding like you.
Yeah.
So
you take your influences, you take what you want, what you love most, and you put your own sort of personality in.
Yeah, you always got to point to your sources, but the way that you play, people can always tell. Like I can tell when someone's not quoting their sources. You know what I mean?
Got to cite your sources out there.
Yeah, bro.
That sound of yours, I'm sure it was influenced. You grew up in East Tennessee, right? Mm-hmm. So is that when you got started with music?
I mean, that's when I got started, but like I always felt like I had to leave to go get what I wanted, like, and especially after like reading about Jimi Hendrix, like, I don't know, like where I'm from, it's a lot of bluegrass and like country music. Like it's, you know, Bristol's right up the road, and it's like the birthplace of country music or whatever. And like, I fuck with country music now, like certain types, but like I never wanted to play it myself. Like, I always wanted to play different things. And like, you know, like whenever I started trying to find out about the scene, it's like, who do you go get that from? Because you gotta get it from somewhere, or you don't. But I don't know, when you're learning old music, like the blues or like gospel or jazz, like you have to go to where the people that you're listening to got it from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, cause it gets distorted if you just hear someone doing this cover and you don't go back and listen. I don't know, it's hard to explain, but like, you know, I mean, that's just, you know, that's what I mean with like citing your sources. Like you can tell when someone's gone to the well, you know.
And you get that influence from the rawest possible source.
Yeah.
From the people who did it best.
It's almost like a science equation, bro. Like you have to boil it down to like the most basic like form, and then grow it yourself. Because if you try to grow someone else's plant, like it's just, I mean, you can, but like, you know.
That plant's already out there.
Yeah, exactly. And like, I don't know. It's really cool, like where I'm at right now, seeing like the whole, I don't know, it's been a lot of full circle like affirmations of like, okay, yeah, I mean, just being here, like the town's poster on the wall behind you, like, you know, whenever one of the first times I left, I was 17, and I went down to Nashville, like trying to busk my way to my dreams. And I had this little like amp that fit on my belt clip. And in my mind, I'm just Johnny Guitar out here, like about to take the world by storm.
Yeah.
And then I get down to Broadway and my amp won't go louder than the sound of the street. And I'm like, cool, my only plan. So I went back home, and like, there was another time, like we went like hitchhiking out to Colorado and like learned how to hop a train in Nashville, like all this shit. And like we were singing Townes Van Zandt songs on the road, and like pretty quickly realized like I was getting out of this car, like it was like 50 miles west of Pueblo, Colorado. And I threw my guitar out of the back of this truck as we were getting out, and it hit the ground just a little too hard. Like, and it was, you know, a road guitar. It had seen some shit, but it was like, when it hit, I was like, maybe this isn't my path. And we camped the night at this like really beautiful campsite, like just red dirt everywhere you could see for miles. And then we decided to go back east the next morning. But yeah, and then that's, you know, in my song Gone, I say I've been leaving 10 years past, because like it took me till I was like 26 to leave and stay gone. I'm like, and that's when I came here, you know what I mean?
From East Tennessee, you left and you went to Nashville. And then you did that, you tried your plan in the street.
Yeah, like went to Nashville, tried to be a street kid, failed, went back home. Tried to go to Asheville, be a street kid, went out to New York for like a month. I went to all the places that Jimmy used to go to. Like, I had to go to the Cafe Wah. Bro. That shit was cool as hell. I was 19, so I couldn't get in a lot of clubs, but like, I remember I did open mic at this one spot, and it was a listening room, so it was like wide as fucking there. And I had a fresh perm, son, like Beetle Boots. I was looking fire, you know, in my mind. And I played Hey Joe, and I did the solo behind my back, and I'm playing solo, like, which you gotta hit every note if you're playing a solo, or else it's really embarrassing. And you know what I mean?
And you're doing it behind your back.
And I fucked it up bad, bro, bad. And but I was so embarrassed, because I'm like, it was like, I'm trying to, like, everyone knows what I'm trying to do, and it's like, I don't know, it's like, that's what makes you as an artist, just doing shit like that and being like, fuck, that was the wrong thing, or like, you know, you got to do it so you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you learn your lessons.
Yeah, exactly.
Like comedians, for instance, they go on stage, they try some material, they bomb. Every amazing comedian's bombing at some point. And so it's pretty similar in the musician world.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I was, because the Comedy Cellar is right in the Village too. Yeah. I saw the Cash Cab guy just walking around.
Okay.
You know, just being from this small town, like, you know, young kid, I'm like, oh, this is wild. But like, stayed up there a month, like came back home, lived in North Carolina for a while. And then eventually I just kind of settled back in, and about 17, 18, like that's when I started playing the blues. Like that's when I found out about Jimmy. And I guess it's when we came back from Colorado that, you know, I was like, fuck it, let's just dig in here. And like me and my boy I went out to Colorado with, we got a band with another homie, and we just did a three-piece forever trio. It was called the Comet Conductors.
What was it?
The Comet Conductors.
Right on.
And we just did that forever. And have you ever heard of 49 Winchester?
No.
Look them up.
49 Winchester.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
But we met those boys at like when we were coming up at like the Acoustic Coffee House. Like it feels like this, like
something like
you know
this,
what I mean? But like 20 years ago for me.
Right.
And we met them there, and like that's where my scene kind of started. You know, as far as like being a blues guitar player in East Tennessee, like that's when I really started doing shit.
Okay. So you kind of got your development, you got your little few evolutions along the way.
Yeah.
And then before you even got to Dallas.
Yeah.
At what point did you come out to Dallas?
Like what age?
Yeah.
Let's see. I was 26, because I remember, you know, everyone who knows about the 27 Club and is a musician is inevitably going to do that math. And like, I just remember the day after I lived longer than Jimmy, like, was during COVID. So like, yeah, no, I moved out here like November 2019. I got my first band show together on Valentine's Day at Twilight. Shout out to Twilight. And then fucking COVID in March just smacked me right in the face. And like, it was weird because like, you know, I put all my eggs in this basket of coming out here.
Yeah.
Because I originally came out here just to record with someone. Excuse me. And, you know, if nothing else, like, you know, what I was telling myself, I was like, it's a real long shot. And if nothing else, it'll just be a really expensive experience. So it was like, bro's telling me to come to the studio. And I'm like, I'm making pizzas, bro, at my day job. And I'm like, man, I don't have the type of money to just be coming to the studio like that. Like, I don't know what, you know, what you think I'm doing out here, but
Right.
you know, he showed me love and he brought me in. And whenever I got here, it kind of was like the best case scenario. Like I met David Ramirez during that session. Like he came in, like it was like 2 a.m. and like, you know, we were just working on the solo and I had never met him. And he's like, you need to redo your solo. I was like, why? He was like, everyone knows you're hard. Make them wait for it. And I was like, damn. And like later that night, they were just talking to me about like, you know, you should come here and then you should just move here. And David like got like right in my face. He was like, you want to be doing the same thing you're doing now in 10 years? And I was like, damn, bro, no, I don't. And like I flew back the next day and like saved up for 6 months. And then I came back in November because I was like, this is it. This is the leave that I've been like trying to leave my whole life. And like, I don't know, wanted to learn the blues, like, and not being in Memphis, Tennessee, being on the other side, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
There's no kind of mecca I can go learn from, you know? And Texas, like Stevie Ray Vaughan, like, you know, Albert King, T-Bone Walker, like, it's in the dirt here, you know what I'm saying? Like Robert Johnson's, I think like 17 of his 29 recordings, I'm not sure on the number, but they were recorded in a building downtown.
Wow.
Like right by Deep Ellum, bro.
Damn.
Like that's crazy. And like Blind Lemon Jefferson used to busk in Deep Ellum. Like, you know, there's something to be said about going where great people have gone.
Absolutely.
You know, like you can't have the same journey as someone else, but you can for damn sure like learn everything you need and more by, you know, just walking those steps.
Right. But with that logic, I think a lot of people end up going to LA, to Austin, to Atlanta or whatever. Yeah. But you chose Dallas. Tell me about that decision. You had influences here.
I had Leon, bro. Leon. You remember the Apple commercial with Coming Home in it?
Yeah.
I was walking out the door, like my girlfriend was in the bed and I heard it. I was like, we're gonna be listening to that dude a lot. Like I just remember knowing that immediately. And like, cause I had, for like a year or so, I had started like putting Sam Cooke on when I went to sleep.
Okay.
Cause I was trying super hard to learn how to sing like Sam Cooke and like Temptations, and like fell into like a heavy soul phase. And like, I was like, I've gotta train my brain to like think like that. Cause like, I loved his voice. And then I noticed that like, you know, when Leon came on the scene, he was like, I could tell he was pulling from that same pool too. And he would post videos of singing like the Sam Cooke songs that I was singing. I'm just like, bro, we gotta be homies. Like,
no kidding.
And I already like loved his music. So it was, you know, huge fan. Like the first post on my Instagram is him playing Pony in Durham in 2016. And like, it's kind of crazy. Like my whole journey here really started with like, you know, him being turned on to his music. And man, so naturally I'm like, all right, who's he fuck with? Who's he around? Like, where's the well type thing? And like, right. You know, I learned about the Texas Gentleman and like, just thought that it was the coolest shit I ever heard, and like I wanted to be one. And
I don't even know the Texas Gentlemen.
man, you got to, bro. You got to look them up. This is the OGs, like real shit. Like so they were kind of like the band that Leon was sitting in and like having back him before he popped off. And that's how I learned about them. But I mean, they played with everyone, like written tons of songs. The guy that's recording my album now, Nick Lee, shout out to Nick Lee. He's a Texas Gentleman. So that's really cool to have that, you know, full circle moment. But so
Leon influenced a lot of that decision to get out here.
Yeah, no. So sorry, I forgot where I was at.
All good, brother.
I just started following everyone that you know, was in his circle and got linked up with, you know, a producer and like just some people in the scene. And that's the dude who you know, was like, come to the studio, and you know, he brought me in and like showed me around. And you know, in my mind, like before someone asked me to come here and like tell me to move here, you know, that was a good idea, I wouldn't have just randomly picked Dallas, because like I think at that point I was kind of done just throwing a dart in the country and seeing if something would stick, you know what I mean?
You've done that.
Yeah, like I played my guitar in Greyhound stations in St. Louis, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's cool, you know what I'm saying? And like, if you're young and you want to do that, like you gotta try it, if, you know, to know if you want to do it.
Yeah.
But, you know, having so many, I don't know, just like good things about it, like, man, it's probably a good idea, you know, like, because I just remember talking to my mom about it. It was like, this feels like what I should do and what I've been like praying for, really, you know? So, you know, it was a no-brainer at that point.
So you pull up November 2019, and 4 months later or so, the world shuts down. That must have been
crazy. It felt like longer than 4 months.
No kidding. No, I bet. But then suddenly everything changed. I was, as a musician, what the heck was that like? And
bro, it sucked.
In Dallas.
I hated it. I was like, I mean, I know TikTok got resurrected already.
Right, no
but
kidding.
Like, I was not one of the, like, the people. It was not like a young person who was like very, you know, just be doing shit on social media all the time, like enough to survive, you know what I'm saying, career-wise. So like, it was discouraging, you know? But at the same time, it was really convenient for me, because there would be places that like would still be open because of the food rule. And all the musicians that were, you know, in town because they were off tour, they were just out playing because they didn't have shit to do.
Yeah.
So I got to meet so many people. Like I met like Cleon Edwards, plays drums for Erykah Badu. Like Locke Johnson, shout out to Locke, like Archie Williams, all those dudes, like, you know, I was just going up to the blues jams, and that's really how everyone got to know me, that, you know, the producers that brought me here, like, didn't introduce me to. Because like I met a lot of cool people through those people, but like boots on the ground, like it was like from, you know, being places like here, like just going to open mics and like just trying to jam with people.
There were some spots open?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it would just be open jams.
Oh, bet.
Or like blues jam night, and it's like perfect for me.
Yeah, dude.
Like I don't have to have a band, like, you know. And then I think we played a show on Thanksgiving of 2020. That was like my first show back. Damn, that's crazy.
It's already been for...
Because I remember like my homie called me, he was like, do you want to play a show? I was like, yes.
Yeah.
And I got in my car and I drove fast as shit to Arlington. He played at the spot.
You were eager.
Yeah, well, I just like, there were 0 shows, and I'm like, it was like the first sign of life, because like, you know, right in the middle of it, man, I was questioning a lot of shit, and like,
who wouldn't at that point, you know?
Well, like, you know, I know, you know, especially like a lot of people with like older family members and like health issues and shit, like had it worse off than I did. But like, for me, like, you know, obviously all the musicians are like fucked right now, but it's like, for me, like, I just moved here and like, I don't know a soul, bro. I don't know a soul. And like, I'm just in the crib with the roaches, bro. Cause like, you know, I thought I scored a dope place for $700 a month. And I ain't had nobody to go look at it. And it turns out that was accurately priced. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm just chilling in there with the bugs. But I honestly, I think that little period made me like who I am and be able to handle everything that happened afterwards. Cause like, it's different when things are moving. Like it's, you know, things were kind of shut down when I got here and people were already talking like, you know, Deep Ellum's changed and like it's different. It's not how it used to be. And in my mind, I'm like, what do you mean? This is great. I got stars in my eyes and I'm like, I can see now what they mean. It's just, it's like, you know, like when you become a freshman to a junior to a whatever to a senior, like it's different classes. Like, like Leon and them, like they were in the like upper grade class for me. Like whenever I got here, I could kind of see that party on its way out. And I'm like, oh damn, I just got here. But then I realized that like I have my own class and like I started meeting people. And I don't mean like class and musicians. I mean like just like age group.
Upperclassmen
like,
versus freshmen.
Yeah. So
just that.
But like, it's, you know, that's what they meant. Like whenever they were saying it's different and like it's just waves and like it's just the new generation and like, you know, it's been really cool to see it as dramatic as some of it is. You know what I'm saying? It is Dallas,
right? And I wanted to ask you about like just the artist community around Dallas. Clearly through that time you must, there's some tea there, but clearly through that COVID era, that must have been a bonding factor for a lot of you.
It was for sure. And like, you know, like I said, like Cleon and them, like all the people I met during that lockdown, like I've been tight with the whole time. Like that first show I played, it was with my homie Gummy Bear and Patrick Smith, who plays bass for like damn near all of DFW. And we sat in the car that night and listened to Jimi Hendrix. We talked for like 2 hours and he, you know, he's literally played every show with me since that like he's been available for. And like, that's my homie. So, you know, that was really cool. But like, I mean, I think in any city, it can be cliquey. But I don't know, Dallas is different. And there's different levels to the different music scenes, but like, I don't know. There's people get a little bitter sometimes. They be hating, but like honestly, it seems like, unfortunately, it seems like that is a sign that you're doing something right. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm sure it's, you know, different in LA, because I've never been out there, but like, you know, just as far as like the music business being cutthroat, like, because you always hear that, right?
Of course.
And it's like, I don't know what I imagine, like a manager holding a knife to my throat, but it's like, it's not what you think at all. It's different than what you imagine. But that's what makes you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when, like I came here to go through the, you know, the machine of Dallas and like test my music and like learn how to play the blues. And like, I've learned a few new licks since I've been here, but I'm really playing the same notes, but like I've lived more life since I've been here. And that's what it was.
And you're able to have the space to find your own, and do your own thing, and make a name for yourself in a big town.
Yeah. And you know, a few people know me now, so it's cool.
For sure. Yeah. What do you think about like the artist community with supporting one another? Like, I know you just mentioned like there's some jealousy, of course, that's in any field, but like when it comes to artists supporting one another, one thing I've heard from a lot of artists is like, maybe it's less so artist to artist, but the community could be stronger in like going to shows and whatnot.
Yeah, for sure. And like, you know, it's definitely important for us to do that, like, but at the same time, like, you know, and I'm guilty of this too, like some people like just fuck with who they fuck with, and like if they don't listen to it like that, or like, you know, hang out with those people, then they might not pop out like that. But at the same time, like, I don't know, I play all different types of music, so like And especially like the mind that I had when I came here, it's like I'm soaking up everything, bro. Like even if like y'all like got stank face on or like don't really like me being there or whatever, like, I'm gonna be, I'm gonna be myself and like, not cause anything, but at the same time, I'm taking game from everybody. Like I'm learning shit.
Yeah.
You
got to.
Yeah.
You have to do what you're doing unapologetically.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause I mean, even if you're nice as shit, people gonna hate you if you don't find a reason.
Always.
You know what I'm saying?
Always.
I think Mac was the only one who didn't have nobody hating on him. Shout out Mac. Happy birthday.
No kidding. What a special day to be chatting with his third.
Yeah.
Man, and that's one of your big influences.
Absolutely.
Jimmy, Mac.
Shit. How long we got? Like,
yeah, we got time, bro.
I'm saying, I mean, all like, there's like the whole book of like blues, like artists, OGs, and like I got to open up for Robert Cray in 2003. Like that shit was wild.
Dude.
You know who Robert Cray is?
Man,
he was like an 80s blues guitar player. He's still out there doing it, but I mean, he played at Stevie Ray Vaughan's last show. Like he opened for B.B. King whenever I saw him.
Dude.
So like, all those old cats and like, but like, I listened to like a lot of like, I never listened to new rap until I got to Dallas. Like it was always like, I mean, besides Mac, it was just more like, you know what I'm saying? Like Lil Wayne and like, yeah, like shit like that, like old school shit, like Gangstar, shit like that.
Yeah.
And then when I came to Dallas, I just started listening to like, the rap that was here, and like I was just curious about it, and like now like that's really all I listen to. Like I fuck with a lot of Houston rap, like Peso, Sauce Walker, like all of them. But like, I listen to everything, bro. Like for real.
It shows in your music, just putting out like what you put out. It's not a one genre. It's tough to categorize your music. You wouldn't I'd imagine you might not want to categorize your music at this point.
So I did an interview with the Observer in 2021, I think, and the title of it was The Myth of New Texan R&B. I'm like, that's hard. So I've been saying like that's my genre is New Texas R&B.
Hell yeah.
But a lot of people have said like, you do a lot of you do this type of music and you do this, but it doesn't come across like, how one would, naturally assume that someone who's doing all type of shit, like, it kind of sucks. You know what I'm saying? It's not, but for me, I just stopped thinking about, like, really anyone else but myself when I'm thinking about, like, what I want to play, what I want to put out. And as long as I love it and I believe in it, then the authenticity of it is going to go past the barrier of, like, oh, I don't listen to that type of music. I don't like rap, I don't like blues, I don't like guitar music. Like, well, I might make you feel something.
Yeah, dude.
Even if you don't listen to it, so.
Right. There was a Quincy Jones quote that stuck with me. I think it was a cool interview with like Kendrick Lamar and Quincy Jones. They were chatting.
Oh, man.
It was a cool clip. And Quincy said something along the lines of like, you don't do shit for the money, you do what moves you and the money will follow.
Yeah. Yeah, and like that's one of those like kind of affirmation full circles things that I just been seeing now, because it's like all the people that I really truly fuck with like that, like Kendrick and like, Leon and like just anyone that's ever inspired me to like a great extent, like, you gotta do what you believe in and the rest will follow. Cause like, some people like get so caught up in trying to make things for other people. You know what I mean? Like just that simply, like, can't do that, bro. You can't do that. Like we're artists, like we're not in the service industry. And I don't mean that disrespectfully. I mean like once you start making shit for other people, you get blocked off and you like it becomes dishonest and it doesn't sustain. You know what I'm saying? And like, any type of music that I fuck with, like whether it's rap, some trap shit, or like some old soul or blues, it's like, it's authentic and it's real and there's feeling in it. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
you know,
That's the big differentiator, for sure. And even in my world of content, that's been something I've tried to remind myself. You're not doing it for other people. You just gotta fearlessly do what you love.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause I mean, like if you take yourself out of it, like, yeah, what we do is for the world creatively. Right. And it's like, but you have to love it. And that's what makes it special and resonates and shine. And like, people are like, oh man, I feel that. Like, cause he feels it, you know? And like, and then it becomes a service, but it's like, you can't have that brain when you're still in, you know, you're still in output mode. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like writing songs and shit.
You, among the artists I've followed in DFW, you stay so active, man. Like it seems like every week it's a new residency, it's a new show, it's a new.
Well, I've been popping up at a lot of the homies gigs recently. Shout out to y'all.
Helpful.
But yeah, no, I think one of the last times we talked, I had the solo residency. Yeah. So I'm getting a little bit more busy. Like I said, I went back to Tennessee for a little bit at the end of 2003. So like, you know, there was a period, you know, from when I moved here until like 2003 where it was like just wild and all over the place and playing all the time, going to all types of shit. And like, you know, just a bunch of life shit happened and then like kind of quiet down and like, you know, honestly, like, it's funny you say that because like I be inside out the way all the time. And like, you know, it's just not like I go out enough now to where people aren't like, where you been, bro? Cause like, I just stopped kind of unnecessarily going out, like unless it wasn't, you know, for music or something.
Sure.
And then, you know, so it's ramping back up, but you know, it was just, you know, I just had to take some time, you know what I'm saying? And
Preserve that energy.
exactly. Right. Preserve like the love for it too. Cause like, you know, the shit will have you bitter about it. And like, even Jimmy said, like, sometimes you'll hate the guitar, which I was like, when I read that, I was like, damn, wow. Yeah. I never thought that he would think that.
Right.
And then the next thing he said was like, but if you stick with it, you'll be rewarded. And like, I don't know. And like the first night I listened to Jimmy, it was Electric Ladyland, and I just laid in the bed the whole night, like just having my mind blown. And like, I just remember like I was taking notes like throughout the experience, and like whatever I learned that night, I knew that like if I'd let this guitar carry me, it will carry me. You feel me? Like as far as I need to go. And I don't mean career-wise, success-wise, I mean like life in the universe, bro. Like whatever is gonna be okay if I have this school of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Like
a philosophy of.
Yeah, and it's like, it goes back to that religion thing. And it's like, that's what keeps you for me.
For sure. And that's, that seems like a key to artistry and success in it in general is preserving your energy, not going out unnecessarily, but intentionally going out, making the appearances you want to make, and focusing on you during the day, I'd imagine.
Yeah, because I mean, you know, back before when I was like outside all the time and like Nigel was the only one to pick up on it. Like, hey, bro, you going through some shit, there's something about to happen. And I'm like, what do you mean? But like, he was one of the only people to say something like that. And like, and it felt like a lot of people, cause like, you know, I don't be around a lot of circles I used to be around, cause it's like a lot of people just like watch that shit happen.
Right.
Shit. But like, you know, that's the thing. You gotta stay you know, but that's the test.
No doubt, man. This time since you pulled up to Dallas, Texas music has been popping off even more so recently.
Yeah.
You know, with the rise of people like a Big X or Four Bats and people like that. You know, what does that mean to you as an artist?
I love that shit, bro. I love that shit. Shout out to Big X and Four Bats, bro. Shit, I think Four Bats is on the south side, right?
Yeah.
And Big X live in the north. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, I didn't start listening to like new rap until I got here, and like, you know, it's dope to live in a city where we have people like that, right? Because, you know, even with like sports teams, like where I'm from, like we didn't have nobody, we didn't have no Luka superhero that everybody can be like, yeah, that's my dude, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like as a musician, like having people like Big X and like Bats and like, you know, all the artists that Dallas has like that, it make you proud. Like, man, whenever I roll back up into Tennessee, like I'm playing Big X loud as fuck. Like, man, I let them know, like, even though they know I'm not even from here, I live here now, and like you gonna know, like,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Thumbing that,
yeah, bro, I love that shit. Yeah, no,
dude. Yeah, that it's cool to see. It gives you a lot more pride
yeah,
about the city.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
He puts on a Big X, the plug I'm talking about. He puts on other local artists, Tay Money.
Yeah, man.
And I
mean,
forgot.
like, both of them can holler at me. I'm trying to do a feature with both of them.
Dude, let's make it happen, bro.
Let's do it.
Have you been able to like mingle in that space? Have you chatted with someone like a Tay Money or like or the people who are on the rise?
Not necessarily. I mean, like, I've been like turned on to the rap scene, so like, you know, as far as like the local, like, you know, people who haven't like popped off yet, but like, you know, like where Big X and like Tay Money, like, you know, they was doing it before the people I know that's doing it type shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've started to like, I'm about to work with Peso on a song. And,
Dude.
like I love Peso, and like that's one of the people where like when people find out I listen to it, they're like, for real? Or most times they're like, yeah, we get that, but you play guitar? What? But it's like,
Strange.
you know, I just like what I like, bro. And like, that's, you know, like I said, I used to emulate a lot of people like stylistically and like, you know, like singing and like guitar wise, but like whenever I stopped, everything just fell into place. And like I found my own style and like found my own sound. And I remember like people, you know, they was saying like I changed, and like it was really frustrating for me because like I felt like I'm like, shit, I thought I changed for the better, you know? Like I thought I was doing good, and I was, you know what I'm saying? But like I wasn't doing what people wanted me to do anymore and the perceived perception of me. So it's like, you know, some people don't like that. But
Right.
and that's the thing that like I feel like rap really kind of like put me onto is like, man, fuck y'all. Like, I don't need y'all to like what I'm doing, bro, at all. Cause I like it. And then that means that like a certain amount of people gonna like it cause I like it, and that's cool.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Cause like that's the difference though. It's like I didn't really learn that, you know, from the other side of the scene, but it is what it is.
Right. But, you know, you do it for you.
Yeah.
And screw what the people have to say about it.
Yeah.
And that's what's really going to shine through.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you pulled up to Dallas in 2019.
Yeah.
2025 now.
Wild.
No kidding.
Wild.
Time's flown, I think, for all of us, like one big
Crazy.
fever dream. You have clearly made a name for yourself. As I mentioned, when I first got here, you already had a name for yourself. But now you're getting some notoriety from Dallas Entertainment Awards. You got nominated for Best Blues Song, How a Garden Grows, right?
Yeah, we got nominated for Best R&B Song and then Best Blues Act. And I'm in the running for Best Blues Act. So
Okay.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, shout out to Desi 5, man. He's the one who put all that together. It's their second year they're doing it. And I remember when I first got here, the DOMAs, the Dallas Observer Music Awards. Just this big function at it was still called the Bomb Factory back then, and it was just a star-studded event. Like everybody who I'd ever knew was in Dallas was there. Erykah Badu showed up. Like it was crazy. And like the Dallas Entertainment Awards, they're at the factory this year, and like it's just, you know, I mean, one, to have this type of thing where we're giving the community their flowers and like celebrating this thing is like, you know, that's one of those things that's like important and needed in the community if we're gonna thrive at all. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But, you know, it's also another full circle moment for me, like, because I remember being at the Domas, just looking around and like, you know, picturing myself maybe up there one day, like type shit. And like, just to even be in the building on some, like my name's on something like that's a huge honor. And like, you know, we won Best EP last year.
Texas Medicine.
With East Dallas Diaries. I unfortunately missed the ceremony. I didn't. Yeah, Patrick had to get the trophy.
Oh shoot.
Yeah. But no, I'm gonna be there this year. It's like in a week or so, I think.
Yeah, man. That's gotta feel real good to have that notoriety / like probably makes you feel even more at home around here to be appreciated, right?
It does. Yeah, no, and like I said, like I learned here to learn. I don't want to say learn how to play the blues because you can't really just learn how to play it. It's something you do, but like
Sure.
being, you know, nominated for Best Blues Act that's pretty cool, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like spent a lot of those nights like by myself and like wondering if all this shit was worth it. And like, you know, I've seen that it, you know, it's been affirmed that it is like a million times over. And like, this is just another one of those things. So I'm grateful for it. So
The kid from East Tennessee
shit.
moves to Dallas, loves the blues scene, loves the scene, and becomes a huge part of it.
We'll see. We'll see. Story's not done yet.
Hell no, man. We're just getting started.
That's right.
Which was even more of a reason I wanted to get a chance to chat with you, because in my eyes, I see you popping off even more so than you have.
Oh, yeah.
In the next couple of years. So I wanted to get the chance to chat with the Jake Quillin.
Appreciate that, bro. For real.
Of course, man. Absolutely. This it's been awesome to see your journey, and it's only, like you said, just getting started out here, man.
That's right. That's right.
Heck yeah, man. New music, anything on the way here?
No dates yet, but we in the studio tomorrow. My next tape's gonna be called The Work, because that's what it's been. Just doing the work, bro. Like, and it's, you know, it's a lot different process than the way I did Texas Medicine and all my other stuff. So, you know, it's nice.
Any hints on what we can expect out there?
Some dope shit. I can't give too much away right now. I can't give too much away.
All good. I just wouldn't be doing my job as a journalist.
I understand.
You know,
I feel you.
nudge you a little bit.
I feel you.
Heck yeah, man. We can expect so The Work sometime coming soon.
Yeah, no, I mean, definitely by like summertime.
Okay.
Like, I mean, we're rapping really like this week, so, you know, rollout and all that stuff's gonna be a couple months. So
Right on, man. Yeah. Right on. Well, Jake, where can the people catch you? On Instagram, on
yeah, shit, Instagram, Jake Quillin, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, all that shit. And we playing at Twilight March 7th too in Deep Ellum.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So if people want to keep up with your shows going on, they can follow that on social media and whatnot.
For sure.
Okay. Heck yeah, man. Well, Jake, I appreciate you big time making the time.
Yes, sir.
It's been a pleasure to see you on the way up, and we're just getting started out here.
Hell yeah, I appreciate you having me, bro.
Absolutely. Right on. Well, people, catch Jake Quillin, follow him on social media, stream his music, Spotify, Apple, you name it. Appreciate you big time, Jake, and we'll see y'all next time.